Now we're just one day away from the start of the biggest sporting event on the African continent, the Africa Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. Victor Osimhen, Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, some of the biggest names in football are there in the hopes of clinching the title for their country. But for more on the African Cup of Nations, I'm joined from Abidjan by Karim Baldé. Karim, head of the African sports news agency BAL des Productions. Great to have you on the show. Let's start, of course, with who you're looking at as the favorites to reach the final and to win that title.
Hello, Kethevane. Well, among the favorites, I will quote, obviously, Morocco, because they went up to the semifinals of the last FIFA World Cup in Qatar. So, obviously, the other favorite. They have not won this African Cup of Nations since 1976. So, it's been a while now. And Waleri Raghi, Morocco's head coach, is looking forward to that because, well, 2 years ago, there was very disappointing campaign, finishing in quarterfinals against Egypt. We can watch also Senegal because they are the defending champions, and the Lions de la Teranga would like to win another one this year. It's going to be tough because it's rare in African football history to see a team winning twice or three times in a row the Africa Cup of Nations. But who knows? The problem is they are quite nice. They have a good feel of play. They are confident. I look at them later, not so far away. That was in October against Cameroon. But the problem is that their main stars, they are now in Saudi Arabia. I can talk about Sadio Mane. I can talk about Kalidou Koulibaly, the captain, as well. So we'll see whether they get the same level as in 2022 throughout the competition.
Now, you mentioned Sadio Mane. There's also Victor Osimhen. There's also Mohamed Salah, some of the biggest stars in world football who are here in this competition. Which players are you going to be looking at? Who needs to perform? Who is unexpected, maybe?
We talked a lot about Victor Osimhen because it was CAF Player of the Year in 2023. The problem for him is that Nigeria has a strong attacking front line, but when we look at the defense, it's going to be tough because they don't have experience and good goalkeeper and defenders. Among the other players, we can talk about Hakim Ziyech as well, the Moroccan forward, because in 2022, he wasn't in the Morocco squad because of a dispute with former head coach Vaid Aliodzic. But this time he is here. He was here in the last FIFA World Cup. And this player is special. He's one of the few who can bring the lights when it seems to be over. So Hakim Ziyech, I will look forward to him to perform. And Morocco, they will need him to go up to the end of this competition, in my point of view. So I will quote Hakim Ziyech, and maybe we have other players who can perform. You know, during the AFCON, you have some players playing in second, third, even fourth tiers of European leagues. But once at the AFCON, they can perform because they have this will to perform for the country, for the flag. And each time we have surprises. So I think that we can expect to see more of that throughout this month.
And looking ahead to these group stages, are there any big clashes that you're really looking forward to? I think there's, on day 2, I think, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken, which sounds pretty exciting for football lovers. Any other clashes you're looking at?
Except this massive clash between Côte d'Ivoire and Nigeria. We'll have a look at Morocco against Democratic Republic of Congo because DRC is back in the game. They weren't here in the last AFCON in 2022, so it's going to be very interesting. And the other group, a very interesting group is the Group C with Senegal and Cameroon. Their clash will be very exciting. They met each other in a friendly in October that was in Lens, north of France, and we don't know what to expect from Cameroon, to be honest, because, well, they have many controversies before the competition, just talking about the goalkeeper, Andre Onana, but once they are in the competition, they know how to perform, and Senegal, they are the reigning champions. So Senegal versus Cameroon, Morocco versus DRC, and Ivory Coast against Nigeria, the three main clashes in the group stage.
And very quickly, Karim, I want to put you on the spot. Who do you see as the winners of the AFCON 2024? You have only one answer to give.
This is a very tricky question, but if I have to pick up one team, I will say Egypt, because they were the finalists of the last edition of the AFCON, and the reigning star Mohamed Salah is still there with Liverpool and as well with the Egyptian national team. And if we compare with what happened in Cameroon 2 years ago, we can say that Egypt is stronger now because they have better players, and they decided to play a little bit more football because they relied a lot on their defense and on their goalkeepers to go up to the final in 2022. But I think that this time it's going to be better for them. So I can gamble on Egypt.
Thank you so much, Karim Baldé, for all this information and your insights on this competition. You will be there this whole time from January 13th to February 11th. France 24 will be bringing you all the latest from the Africa Cup of Nations with our reporters on the ground and from here in Paris. And to kick things off, we'll have a special show tomorrow at 8:10 p.m. Paris time with Selena Sykes and Jean-Émile Jamy.